Hello, welcome to today's video diary for finding my way with Pi, purpose, intention, and emotion. I am Pi, and today I am thinking about, I know I've talked about this before, so I don't know exactly the emotion to attach to this, but it's the value of friendships and relationships. I didn't actually do a video diary yesterday because we spent some time with some close friends who feel like family, and we had such an amazing time. We laughed, we talked about life, we talked about frustrations, we talked about funny things that happened, we played. It was just great, and we were there very late, and so I just didn't end up doing the video diary yesterday to examine the emotion of it. If I had, it would have felt like gleeful. So maybe that's the first emotion, glee, and where that comes from. In fact, I'll probably go look up what glee means, because to me, the feeling of it just felt like lightheartedness, enjoyment, delight, joy, laughter, humor, did I say enjoyment, and play, all kind of mixed into one in the experience. So that is what that felt like. So I woke up this morning just feeling elated and feeling wonderful. And then today I got to have lunch with someone who I had worked with, who had been a leader and a mentor for me, and someone I had worked with for like 20 years. And it was really good to catch up with her. We have some just deeply meaningful conversations about life, which is where I feel like I'm in my happy place. I love having those conversations with people. And I want to also share a gratitude for honesty. So here's what I mean. So my friend shared with me, the video diaries are public. They're out here for anyone to see. And she shared with me that it was difficult for her to watch them because, number one, she wanted, when something painful was going on, she wanted to jump in and help and fix. And she knows me so well. So she cares about me, and that's her inclination to want to do that. And number two, she said it is difficult to watch the rawness of the painful emotions that I share as I am processing them. And I wanted to think about that just a little bit. I am particularly comfortable in the space of painful emotions. And the reason why is, I think, because I understand that we all have them, and I can hold this space where it's important and meaningful, I think more than important, meaningful, to examine the painful emotions and to understand them and embrace them. And I have an understanding that they're two sides of the same coin. Painful emotions are the other side of the coin from positive emotions such as love, joy, compassion, gratitude, those types of things. Sorry for the background noise. The kids are playing a video game together and they're yelling at each other. Anyhow, it reminded me, and we had this discussion around how painful emotions are challenging to not only talk about ourselves, because we're so well versed in avoiding them, and also maybe sometimes taught not to show them because it may be a sign of weakness, which I do not subscribe to, by the way. But also that it's difficult to see sometimes because perhaps we still have something painful buried within us that is like, it comes too close to it, and it's too painful to watch if you're watching someone else get close to something that's similar to what's painful within you. And just pulling that thread just a little bit more, just from my own experience, when that happens to me, typically it is a sign to me that there is something in me I'm not yet ready to uncover, or to for it to be unhidden. I'm not ready to deal with that yet, and that can sometimes be why it's painful for me. Sometimes it could be as simple as I'm feeling great and I don't want to go there right now, but oftentimes if it is difficult repeatedly, it's usually rooted in something else that I'm not yet ready to face within myself, which is fair, and that's okay. And you should only ever dig those things up and unhide them when you're ready to. And also an acknowledgement that when you do, it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort to I'm going to use the phrase that I learned this week from Alain de Botton, great philosopher of our times. He uses this phrase, to suffer successfully, meaning to be able to come through the suffering and learn what you need to from it, and to heal from it, and to be able to be authentically you. You don't need to hide it. So that takes quite a bit of mindful effort, and a lot of what you see in the video diaries is me consciously, mindfully, curiously observing my emotions, sharing what I've learned, trying techniques on myself, writing poetry, expression through poetry, all of those things, all of which are effort to uncover the painful emotions or whatever the healing journey may be. The last thing I'll say is I was so deeply honored that my friend shared that with me, and just to acknowledge that many of my viewers may experience that same thing. It may feel difficult to watch at times. I appreciate that so much. We all have deep emotions inside of us. They are automatic. It is part of our bodies and is part of being human. Our minds are part of our bodies. There's not a separation between mind and body. They're connected, they are interconnected. And that when one, let's call it hurt, happens, I'll give you an example, burnout or extreme burnout, if you experience that in your life at any point in time, you may be kind of surprised to find that it goes so much deeper than just exhaustion from work. It actually is an emotional healing process that's so interconnected to any type of hurts that your body may be holding on to, regardless of how long ago they happened. And the reason is because energetically, you get exhausted from the burnout that you can no longer suppress or avoid or keep those painful things down. You're in a state of distress with burnout, and these things tend to kind of sift to the surface when that happens. And it's simply a sign that we're ready to heal, that there's quite a bit there that we need to heal from. Again, all my interpretation and my experience. So, just wanted to acknowledge that as part of the conversation. What I'm curiously observing today, just contemplating more like from the conversation with my friend. I loved the conversation. It was deeply meaningful to me that she was honest with me to share that, that yes, it all makes sense. And what I would say is honor yourself where you are and with what you're feeling. When you're ready, if you want to, you can take a look at, why is this painful for me? Interestingly, I'm beginning to view the video diaries almost like my art. If you look at the about section on my YouTube channel, it talks about this is a personal experiment in the art of living well and learning how to feel good about my life through curiously examining my emotions every day and what information my emotions can give me that inform my life and my choices and how I choose to live and all of that. And it has been an incredibly enlightening journey so far, but I call this art because art has a way of helping to express our humanity, to express the human condition and the human experience. And suffering and pain and hurt is part of the human experience. We all feel it at one point, at minimum, in our lives, if not more, some more than others. And it's the opposite side of the coin of the beautiful things in the human experience, like love and compassion and generosity and healing and joy, and those types of things. And so these video diaries have become almost like my art. I am the painter of my life, and this is my art of living well, and my art will depict my humanity. My art will express the emotion, because emotion is like the magical spice of life. It just is. It's how we feel, it's how we experience, and often how we interpret, and we all have them. So just keeping that in mind, that it is a daily experiment. I am an artist in a way, with my words and with what I share, and my hope is that it just shows an example of what it can look like, this day-to-day experience of being a human and trying to go through a healing journey. And also just, this is what it looks like when we have goals, or when we go through something that we need to heal from, or when we're just trying to be a good parent and cope with day-to-day type life and all of that. We always have this question, or at least when I mentor women, I hear this all the time. Am I doing it right? I don't feel good about such and such, and I should feel good about it. Why? Because that's someone else's expectation? Your life is your canvas. Do your art, but do it as if you are the artist and you hold the paintbrush, and how are you going to paint it? And if you need more information, study your emotions. They will guide you true for you. So that's just glee and honesty and artistry of life. Those are the things that I am curiously observing today and contemplating. Thanks for being with me on this journey. I am so glad that you're here. I hope it helps you too. I'll see you tomorrow.